Special presentation of Wave 31 Sports.
It's the McCurry Van and Car Rental Big Game Friday night. Hello, Alabama, find a comfortable spot. We got high school football and it's coming out hot. Now here we are and the lights are shining bright. We've always been. Yeah, Wave 31 is rocking all right.
Big Game Friday night. Max Cohan, Trevor Denton.
It's the McCurry Van and Car Rental Big Game Friday night.
It's the only first-round game with two North Alabama teams playing each other. Lexington and Falkville battle to keep their season alive in our Game of the Week.
And out in the Shoals, Central looks to end a 6-game skid against Hamilton and in the process win their first playoff game since 2013. That's our rivalry Game of the Week.
Hello and welcome to a very special playoff edition of Big Game Friday night. Max Cohan here along with my right-hand man, Trevor Denton. And Trev, we've made it through 11 weeks of regular season football, but now we've reached the point in the season where every game is do or die.
Yeah, teams don't spend all summer training just to play 10 games. They play for this moment right here, that extra football, but winning a title, never easy. To even reach the title game, it'll take 4 more wins and each team's best football of the season so far.
Yeah, and in this round 1 slate, only one game featured a North Alabama on North Alabama matchup. So let's send it out to Burl Vest Stadium, where Paige Meyer has our recap of the playoff game of the week.
Both Falkville and Lexington had everything to lose tonight. Now, it might have been a slow start here at Falkville High School, but you could tell that both teams really wanted this playoff win. Now, after a tough fight, the Blue Devils ended up taking this game 16-6. Tonight started off with a bang as the Falkville Blue Devils take on the Lexington Golden Bears. The Blue, Gold, and White start us off with the first down here ran by Cash Larimore. And another Falkville first down here with a nice run by QB Landon Powers. But after a few more downs and a Lexington sack, the ball gets turned over to the purple and gold. Lexington passes the ball off to Sawyer Howard for a good run, but they fall short on the drive, putting the ball back in Falkville's hands. Powers here with another great run, getting the Blue Devils some yards. And that run leads to a nice completion here to Eli Harris. And yet another great play by Falkville as Powers breaks away from the pack, putting the Blue Devils at the 5-yard line. And with a little over a minute left in the first quarter, Powers gets it in the end zone, putting the first points up on the scoreboard. And they go for 2 as Denver Comstock leaps over the pile, bringing the score 8-0. Lexington gets some major yards on this kick return with Noah LeMay barreling into a Blue Devil before getting taken down at the 44-yard line. But their attempt for redemption is no good as they're held scoreless in the second quarter, keeping the score 8-0 Falkville at the half. We're at Falkville High School right now. I'm joined with head coach Seth Ward. You guys just won your game tonight. How are you feeling right now?
I'm so proud of those kids. I'm so proud of the coaches, and words can't explain how it feels. There's nothing like this on earth, playoff football, and it's unexplainable. It's just so awesome.
You're 7-4 now. You're moving on in the playoffs. I mean, what do you guys think you did well tonight?
Well, we definitely played good defense, and we ran the ball well when we needed to at times. We had a tough, we were backed up against the goal line, got a big first down. The punt return was huge. Just hats off to our kids for finding a way, and we tackled well. We played great up front on defense. They were real disruptive. Just played great defense tonight.
It started out a little bit slow for you guys. What's something you think you could have done better tonight?
Yeah, well, we've got to throw the ball a little better in the playoffs to be able to win. I mean, there's no easy games left. We've got to toughen up a little bit and be able to throw the football. And I think we can. We've got the capability. We just got to execute in the moment.
So obviously you're moving on to next week. What's one of your biggest things that you're going to work on before your next playoff game?
Just fundamentals. I mean, we just sharpen the saw and go out there every day and work. And we're not going to add a bunch of stuff in. We are what we are, and just get better at what you do and sharpen it up and just keep getting better.
Congratulations, Coach. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now that wraps it up here at Falkville High School, with Falkville taking this one 16-6. Reporting in Falkville, Paige Meyer, Wave 31 Sports.
All right, how about that? A huge win for Falkville. Their first win over Lexington since 1972 gets them to the second round of the playoffs.
And who are they slated to play next? Well, none other than Pisgah. They beat the Aliceville Yellow Jackets earlier tonight. Now, moving on to Austin. They've been great the last several years, but they still have yet to win a 7A playoff game. They look to change that tonight against Enterprise. Enterprise facing a 4th and goal, and Mason Burkhart not only picks up the yardage, he keeps his feet moving and gets into the end zone. Wildcats ahead 15-0. Austin pulling out all the stops with their season in jeopardy. How about a little double pass with Gavin Fuqua throwing it out to J.L. Davis, and he lowers his shoulder for the first down, but the drive ends with no points, and Enterprise keeps moving it down the field. Burkhart completes a beauty to Andrew Purcell as Enterprise advances to the next round, ending Austin's season with a 32-21 win.
In general, North Alabama's 7A teams have struggled in the playoffs, but one team that's been able to win a few games in the state's highest classification is James Clemens, but the Jets haven't won one under Chad McGee. Tonight they gave it another shot against Patrick Nix's Red Devils. A big crowd on hand to watch two teams coached by guys who played on opposite sides of the Iron Bowl. The Jets defending to start the game, and on third down, Central quarterback Andrew Alford is looking downfield, but before he can find a guy, Rashad Freeman flies in with the sack, and the Red Devils punt it back to the Jets. And Coach McGee had some moves up his sleeves, dialing up the double pass. It's Jacoby Gill to Miles Major, who lets it rip to Cam Berry. The senior is all alone and breaks free for a huge gain, but can't reach the end zone this time. James Clemens would find pay dirt a few plays later as the old quarterback sneak gets Gill in as the Jets fly in front, but Central wouldn't stay down for long. On their next drive, Alford is going to hand it to Tristan Williams, and he's got the gap he needs. No one even gets a hand on him as he shows off his 64-yard dash to tie the game at 7, and the Red Devils would just run away with this one as they blow the Jets out of the water, 70-14. Yet another area team that's still searching for that elusive 7A win is Bob Jones. The Pats have not won a playoff game since 2013, and this year would not be any different as the Tigers beat the Patriots 63-27. And it's a similar story for Florence. The Falcons have been in the playoffs 4 straight years, but they haven't won a game since 2019, and that streak will also continue tonight as Opelika wins 43-7. Out in Athens, the Golden Eagles finished the regular season with an 8-2 record for the second year in a row, but last year their playoff journey lasted just 1 game. That was something they hope to change tonight, eyeing their 9th win for the first time since 2013 as they traveled to take on Homewood. The Patriots have gotten the best of the Eagles in all 3 previous meetings, but Athens was up 21-17 at the half. We pick up with the action with the Pats getting back downfield. It's a sweep to the left, and Will Myers picks up the first down with his legs and tack on extra 15 yards for the little extra contact there. 2 plays later, 2nd and goal from the 1, and Caleb Carson gets it done himself, going over the top for the score. Homewood back in front 24-21, and then it was up to the Patriot defense. Golden Eagles quarterback Brogan Gross running around for his life trying to make a play, but the Pats track him down, and 2 guys each get credit for half a sack. Athens was forced to punt. Hazelwood now back in their red zone, and it's Carson again calling his own number. The quarterback keeper goes for 3 yards, and he's in for the touchdown. Homewood would get it done tonight, winning 31-24.
The football season is always interesting because it's so long, and a bad start doesn't really mean you're out of the fight. Just look at Fort Payne. The Wildcats lost their first 2 games and then went on to win their next 8. Tonight, Chris Elmore's squad looking to win playoff games in back-to-back seasons as the Cats hosted Pell City. The Wildcats looking to plant their flag with a playoff victory. V stands for victory. It also stands for Varnador. The ace signal caller, Dax Varnador, throwing a first down out to Brendan Oliver. They've also got a group of talented running backs. If you wear the number 45, you better be a tough and nasty physical runner. Caden Adams doing that, pushing his way for the first down. Here's another running back that can get the job done. The ever-elusive Carter Blaylock grinds out yet another fresh set of downs. Fort Payne takes this one in a nail-biter, 24-23. So the Wildcats will take on Homewood next week in round number 2. In Scottsboro, Tyler Van's first season couldn't be going much better right now. They already have their first region title since 2016 locked up. Tonight, they hope to add a playoff win to their trophy case. The Wildcats start off big, already up 21-0 when Jacksonville tries to get on the board. Noah Tolleson looking for a receiver. He finds one, only he's wearing a jersey in black. Lawson Lee lucky with the pick, and he's going to rumble down the sideline. His teammate absorbs a huge hit to help him out in for the score. And from there, Jake Jones, so dangerous in the red zone with his legs and his power, and he hurdles the defender for the touchdown. Huge night for Scottsboro on the ground. Brandon Edmondson takes the handoff, heads right up the gut for just 3 of his 203 rushing yards. Edmondson scores 4 times. The Wildcats score a lot in a big win over Jacksonville, 49-13. So next for them, they'll take on Ramsey after the Rams win over Ardmore, 47-0.
All right, well, it's time for us to call our first time out of the night, but don't go anywhere.
Yeah, we're headed out to Florence for our rivalry game of the week. That's next.
Stay tuned for more Big Game Friday night. Go
McCurry Van and Car Rental Big Game Friday night.
Yeah, welcome back into this playoff edition of Big Game Friday night, everybody. As every coach will tell you, winning, very, very hard. Winning in the playoffs, a whole different story.
Yeah, and out in Florence, Heathwood's Wildcats have been in the playoffs every year since 2018, but in those 6 straight trips, they've never made it past the first round, but they say number 7 is a lucky one. It's the Cats and Aggies in this first round battle. Hamilton has won 16 of 18 against Central in the past, but Central really wanted to win tonight. Handoff is a blur, literally.
Where is he? Where is he? Ah,
there he is. Lucas Price comes in a frame, and by then it's already too late for the defenders as he's gone. An absolutely electric run. Hamilton would respond as Brady Cantrell hits Sam Ballard for a quick 6, but the Cats defense wouldn't let up much as Central steamrolled them 70-13, picking up their first playoff win since 2013.
Yeah, super proud of the players and the assistant coaches and the work they put in this week, going into this game. Can't say enough about that and how they're prepared for the game.
And now Central is set to play Cherokee County, who's coming off a win over Westminster Christian.
Around the region, hard to ignore what Drew Phillips has been able to do at West Morgan in 4 seasons. He's made the playoffs 3 times, winning double-digit games in 3 straight seasons. Oh yeah, they're also undefeated this season. Tonight they look to move to 11-0 when they hosted Fayette County in round 1. And the Rebels hosting a Tiger team that made the playoffs with a 4-6 record. But West Morgan, they're not the type of team to overlook their opponent. They played with intensity tonight. There's trouble with the snap, and Jose Bibiano all over the rock. Now it's time for the Ferrari Makari Johnson to rev his engine. The power back gains some steam and powers into the end zone to put them up 31-0. Both sides of the ball clicking on all cylinders. Bibiano screeching off the edge. The linebacker with another huge play, this time on the sack. And speaking of big plays, the great and mythological Titan Partlow, he of the golden arm, dumps it off to Tyshawn Tucker. He runs right into your living room and breaks the fourth wall with the finger point there. No finger pointing needed for the Rebels right now as they break down the Tigers. West Morgan securing their spot in round 2 with a 45-0 win over Fayette County. So next up, I really like this matchup. They're going to be taking on the Madison Academy Mustangs. So a little North Alabama matchup coming in round 2. And I'm kind of out of breath right now, Max. So let's take a pause and call our second timeout.
All right, stick around because after we cool off, we're checking in on some 4A Region 8 action.
Stay tuned for more Big Game Friday night.
And you're watching Big Game Friday night on Way 31.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
Shazam that song.
Yeah,
people
for real.
Shazam stuff?
Yeah, I think people still use the app, and you're going to be drumming like this guy too. Rumor has it, I haven't been tracking your purchasing or anything, but you got a little drum set coming, don't you?
I bought an electronic drum. It's not a big deal. But you know what? Rhythm is something we always got to talk about, and that rhythm has has me thinking about defense.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear what you got in the office. Just bring it into the office.
I got to practice.
We got to practice a little bit. Well, West Morgan, they practiced very, very hard, and that really came to fruition today in round one. Let's give one of their biggest defenders some love here. You just saw him a little while ago. His name is Jose Bibiano, and he was playing with fire today. The thing I liked from watching West Morgan today, they were blowing this team out. They were still yelling on the sideline, still feeling intense. They're after perfection right now, and that's what you need this time of year. Bibiano, he was perfect today. A sack there, a fumble recovery here, helping West Morgan do what they do best and go on to win another game this year to get to 11-0, Max.
All right, let's get back to the action right back here in Huntsville. The Randolph Raiders were playing Anniston for the very first time as they looked to defend Garth Road, but they were already in a tough spot, down 10 in the first half, and the Bulldogs were about to tack on another touchdown. It's Damon Pope on the option, and he keeps it himself to give Anniston a 16-point lead. Randolph would be back on the attack after that, and they opt to roll the dice on 4th and short, and it pays off as William Mitchell runs through traffic and finds a fresh set of downs. The Raiders would cap that drive with a touchdown as Mitchell rolls out of trouble and throws it up and over the defender for Noah Gaunt. A great connection for 6, but it wouldn't be enough to avoid their fate as they fall to the Bulldogs, 40-12. And out in Florence, the run that Mars Hill is on has been unreal. Darrell Higgins' teams have won at least 10 games in 6 straight seasons, but tonight they entered their first-round battle against Midfield with 9, needing a win to keep that streak alive. The Panthers have dominated the opening round historically with their last first-round exit in 2017, but the Patriots were looking to plant the flag in Florence. Aaron Adams-Martin has Lenoid Smith wide open in the end zone for a midfield score, but you can never count the Panthers out. Handoff to Hudson Higgins, and the junior turns on the Jets and then tight ropes it, but can't quite reach the end zone this time. Instead, it's Caden Chandler that'll finish the drive, just going right up the middle as the Panthers claw back. And guys, they were just getting started. Will Mann is going to toss it over to Isaiah Owens, and no one will stop him as they strike again. The Panthers were up by 38 at the half, and they just held on to that lead as they win a big one, 69-40. Mars Hill, and this is another good one, will play Geraldine next week. That is a matchup I just absolutely cannot wait to see.
2 tough and physical teams, and over in Sylvania, the Rams have won physically this year, and they've won at least 2 playoff games in back-to-back seasons, but both of those came with Tyler Van at the helm. Now they were looking to uphold that standard in their first season under new head coach Tanner Nelson. Whose house? Rams house. The squad welcomed a 4-6 Weaver squad. This guy embodies what it means to be a Ram. Travis Owens takes the sweep, turns upfield, and uses his horns to stiff-arm the defender into the ground. Here's another big carry from Owens, and this time it's like me at 7th grade lunch. Nobody's near him. A long touchdown run to put Sylvania up by a lot. And Rams Stadium feeling fine on this Friday night. The celebration does get cut a little short. Keyshawn Allen fields the kickoff. This guy is a 3-time state track champion. He may get a few more rings this spring with this type of burst he's got. He goes all the way for the big response, but after that, they were short on answers as Sylvania wins 27-9. And next up, they'll play the Winfield Pirates after this win this week. They'll move on to week 2 against those Pirates.
All right, well, we're going to take one.
It's the McCurry Van and Car Rental Big Game Friday night.
All right, an absolutely exciting first night of the playoffs, but you got to remember, we also can't forget about SEC football because we have a huge weekend of SEC football right here on Way 31.
Yeah, you got the Florida Gators and the Texas Longhorns kicking off your Saturday morning at 11. Then at 2:30, Kirby Smart's Bulldogs, Lane Kiffin's Ole Miss Rebels will go head-to-head. And then Alabama and LSU finish things off at 6:30 in a essential playoff eliminator.
Yeah, and don't forget, you can watch HBCU football on the Griot tomorrow. Mississippi Valley State is playing Jackson State at 2 o'clock. All right, well, before we sign off for the night, we'd just like to take this time to thank our radio sponsors for making tonight's show possible. A big thank you to every name you see there. And of course, a massive thank you to everybody that helps make this show possible. It would not happen without all the people behind the scenes who you never see. And of course, a massive thank you to all of you guys for tuning in each and every week and making Way 31 your home for high school football.
And I've got a massive thank you to say. Thank you to you, Max, for not only being the sports director, being a stand-up guy, shooting a bunch of games, and also happy birthday to you.
Thank you very much.
Gotta thank you, just for living.
Yeah, just for a couple more minutes.
Yeah, a couple more minutes. We're getting it in right before the buzzer. And what else are we going to get right before the buzzer, Max? What do we usually do here to close out the show?
Well, there's a couple highlights we might want to show you.
Yeah, some of the best of the best. Let's roll that. Our top highlights of the week. Thanks for tuning in.
You've been watching a special presentation of Way 31 Sports.